Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Uh, Today we're going to be doing something different, right? We obviously we show you our restores, some of the repairs that we do, but I want to try something differently where I want to call it how to repair your E30. So this is basic stuff that I would like to show you guys, and some of the guys are technically inclined and they can do things themselves. Some of the other guys would like to learn and still do things themselves. So you'll find a lot of E30 owners that have kids, they've got sons or they've got daughters, and they want to repair the car themselves on the weekend or spend time or bond in that sense. So I want to try and make this here informative for you where you guys are able to do that, right? So we've got a 325 IS that came in. It's a very nice car. It's a car that's been restored, right? But I picked the car up on, I think, Saturday or something like that, and while driving the car back, I could feel there's a noise. So there's two issues that this car came in with. One is the noise coming from the front, right? The other thing is the ABS or the brake calipers are not releasing. So what happens is you come to a stop state, you stop, you brake completely, and then when you get ready to pull off, you'll find that the pistons are still intact, or the piston on the caliper is still intact, right? So I'm not too sure where that issue is coming from. The first thing that I did pick up is that the sensitivity on the brake pedal is highly sensitive at this point. So I'm assuming that there can be an issue coming in from the ABS sensor, right, or the ABS pump, but I'm not too sure. That we still got to further investigate, and I'm not going to really do a full-on program on that until I find out what the issue is, and then I will reveal what the issue was and how we did repair it or how it can be repaired. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to go for a drive in this vehicle, right? So the noise that's coming from the front, right, is actually very it's distinctive. So you can hear the noise, and it's actually very troubling from the driver's side. So we're gonna go for a drive in the vehicle. We're gonna identify the noise. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come through here. I'll get the car up, and we'll try and troubleshoot the noise on the vehicle. Right? I've got more or less an idea of what the noise is, but it is kind of loud. So we'll identify together. We'll troubleshoot it together, and then we'll do a repair on it, and then we'll do a test drive afterwards to see if the noise is gone. Guys, stay tuned for the rest of this episode here. I think this here will be informative, and we're gonna try and do more and more of these here. So for the guys that's maybe on the outskirts or that can't get to us or that would like to repair the car themselves, maybe from cost reasons or again from bonding with your kids or with bonding with whoever you'd like to, I think this series here should help and assist you as far as I can. So I can't promise that I'll be doing a whole lot of stuff on cars. So all I can do is I can, whatever vehicles that do come in here for repairs, I'm gonna try and document it and show you guys what I've learned and how to fix it. Like I say, I don't know everything, right? I have my knowledge on them, but if you guys have further knowledge or if you got anything to say, anything positive to say, whether it's positive or negative, doesn't matter. Drop a message. Let me know what you guys think, and let's try and build the series up into something where we can all learn from it. Stay tuned, guys. Let's take this car for a test drive quickly. Hey, guys. Okay, so this road surface is a bit smoother, but you'll actually hear noise on it now when I get to a bit of a rougher surface. And then you can also feel on the steering, right? The steering feels like something is rubbing on it, number one. And it also pulls a bit to the left, and then I've got to fight it and pull it to the right. So let me just turn up onto this road here and see if I can feel anything. So there was, just before we get to the noise, right? Before you guys can get it, I'll just try and explain to you what I felt. So there's a noise coming from the right hand side of the vehicle. It's very distinctive from the side here. You can actually feel it on the pedal. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's coming through the drivetrain or through anything else. It's just that I can feel it in the front. Uh, Two things: we can feel the noise, we can hear the noise. Sorry, we can hear the noise, and I can feel the car pulling, right? But it's got to do with the steering, and it actually feels like something wants to fall off on this car. Then you get to about 80 or 100, and then there's actually a violent vibration on the steering wheel. I'm not going to be able to get to that speed around these roads here. There, you can actually hear the noises now. There. there's something rubbing on the side here. So what we're gonna do is, those roads are actually very smooth, so we're battling to hear that noise properly. By ear, I can hear it clearly on the side here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get onto a rougher daisy there, right? So, and you can feel on the right hand side, you can feel the delay coming from the right hand side. Yeah, I think I've got more or less of an idea of what it is. But let's do this here. Let's get to the shop quickly. The lifts are all full, so I'm gonna jack the car up. And let's try and assess where the problem is coming from. Let's try and investigate it further. If we have the parts, we're gonna change it now, within today, and then we're gonna do another video of us test driving the car. Right, so we'll just get the alignment basically by eye, correct by eye, before we take it to the center for alignment. We'll get it right by eye and then do a test just so we can see if we got rid of the noise. Right, stay tuned, guys. Let's get the car to the shop quickly. So we've got the car jacked up, and we're gonna start wheeling, just shaking the wheel left and right, just to see if we got some play on the rack ends. And you can see that there's actually some play here, and if you follow that play through, it doesn't only look like a rack end, it looks like a tie rod end as well with it. So you can see the rack end is moving, but something is concerning me here where we're actually feeling some sort of movement in the rack itself. So what we're going to do is we're first going to just change the rack end, change the tie rod end, and see what it does from there. Another thing that you can see there quickly with the engine mounting, you can see that the driver's side engine mounting has collapsed as well. So we're going to replace the rack end, the tie rod end. We're gonna put the car back down and we're gonna take a full test drive. Let's see what she does from there, and it'll also help us indicate what the respective items do if they are faulty. Okay, guys, so let's pull her out quickly here. Like you can see in the previous clip, that we weren't too happy on the rack, so I'm assuming that this is a rack issue. There you can hear the noise is still there. So yes, the tie rod end was bad. She feels a bit better, but now the car is actually pulling. I can feel the steering fighting to the right, and you can hear this noise is still there. So what we have seen is that the rack has been reconditioned before. So she's got a leak coming from the top knuckle, or the top housing, that's joining to the steering knuckle that runs to your steering column. So there's a leak there. There's a leak on the inside of the rack by the tie rod end side, and there's a leak on the adjustment bolt. So I'm not too, like I told you guys before, I don't specialize in steering racks. I don't recondition them. I have opened them up. I have seen them on the inside. I do believe that they're made up of a good couple of seals, but by replacing the seals doesn't mean that you recon the rack. The shaft has also got wear on it, and on the top shaft, or the top nose cone, has also got a bush in it that develops wear. So you can hear this rack is very noisy, right? But we have to go through that process of elimination first, unfortunately. So the rack end and the tie rod end that we purchased will not go to waste. Obviously, we will move that over to here. You can hear this clearly. Okay, so let's do this here. What we are going to do now is we are going to move over to the E36 rack. That's a brand new E36 rack. We're going to be putting up packages together. So us with Zen Parts, that's Shane, he's opened up E30, or yeah, you can call it E30 Parts. We have put it up. I'll put the links in the description. In the next week or so, we will have packages put together, and we're going to try and make it as simple as possible for you. So you purchase a new rack, you purchase the pipe mods. We can supply rack ends, tie rod ends, boots with it or without it. We can have them put on for you, and then you can go home and we can make it a DIY system. So what we're also going to try and do here is I'm going to try and do a full-on video with it. But remember, our lifts are all busy, so I'm going to have to do this, unfortunately, on jack and trestles. So I'll try and get it done as best as possible for you. And then you can see what the process lies in with regards to changing a steering rack. I hope this video helps you. If there's anything else that I can change and do, let me know, and we can always try and perfect it from there. So let's go. Let's change this rack. I'm gonna get the alignment done by eye again, and then let's take a foot test drive and see if we get this problem resolved. So you can see now, even with the new rack and tie rod end on, that there's still some play here, right? And you can actually hear the noise coming from here. So you'll see on top here that the rack is leaking. The rack has been opened up before here by the adjustable chest, so there is some leakage here. Actually, here's the adjustable chest, sorry. Right, there is some sweat marks here, and you can hear on here, you can see the play. And you can hear the noise is actually coming from the rack itself. So what we're gonna do, we are going to strip this rack off quickly, and then we're gonna install the 36 rack on, and then we're gonna do a nice test drive with this vehicle. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm not going to film the whole strip down process, right? Because I told you we are working under the vehicle. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna take off the 17s on the tie rod ends. So for those that don't know which are the tie rod ends, this is your tie rod end here. This is your rack end. So we're gonna split the 17s here. So basically you just take this nut off here, and then we'll split the hub from the tie rod end, right? So there is left and right that we'll do on this vehicle here. Here's the driver's side one here. Again, the new 17 off for the new tie rod end, we'll take that off. Then on your rack, you've got two banjo bolts, right? So you've got the two that come in here, and that's also part of the modification on the pipe that gets done. So I think it's a 21 and a 19. Those banjo bolts will come off, or we'll see if we're going to take the pipes off from the bottle. And I think we're actually going to take it off from the bottle, sorry. It's going to be harder for us to strip there. So if I can come out here quickly, and you can see it's sweating here already, it's leaking here already. So we're going to sort that leak out as well. So normally this is your power steering pump here. You've got a pipe here and you've got another pipe on top, right? We're gonna basically, this is running to the bottle, so we'll leave this pipe on here. The pipe on this side here will come off. We'll take that pipe off, and the other one that's returning from the bottle to the rack, that's the pipe we'll take off. So we'll slip the whole rack off from there. Then to loosen the rack from the cross member is basically, you've got a nut and bolt here. So you've got 270 nut and bolts holding the rack to the cross member. You got a nut on top. So the reason the nut is on top is you loosen the bolt and nut, and you can slide the bolts down here at the bottom. If it was the other way around, especially when we assembling on the floor, we made a mistake once where we put the bolts in from the top because there was no engine on top, and we tightened the rack up. But we noticed that, or we realized afterwards, that if there's any issue with the rack at a later stage in the vehicle's life, that we're not going to be able to take the rack out because the engine will be on top. So there's no place for the bolt basically to slide up. So just to recap quickly, it's this tie rod end here that's going to come up. We're going to split it from the hub with the 17 spinner socket. There's another tie rod end here that we're going to split there. Then we're going to take the pipes off quickly. So remember, two pipes here. We only take one pipe off on the power steering. We're going to take the other pipe off from the reservoir bottle that's running straight to the rack. Then we're going to drop the nut and bolts down quickly. We're going to lift. We might have to just lift them out up just a little bit, just to wiggle it out, and then get the rack back out quickly. Okay guys, let's get this here done, and then once the rack is out and we're doing the tie rod ends, I will show you guys what